Welcome to the video presentation of the Tokomex executives team, including a brief presentation of the TMEX tokenomics, which is the Tokomex token, or what we call our utility token. Now, this is not a detailed version of the tokenomics. You can actually keep your eyes open for a coming soon white paper video presentation, which includes more details about Tokomex, our about section, which would include our founders and our team, our roadmap, what we've been doing the past 3 years, where we are currently, and what our detailed roadmap looks like for the next year, and some projections for the next 5 years. Now let's get started. And before we do, I want you to know there's some links below, and I'll mention them several times, but just in case you need to know now, there are links in the description that go to our social media as well as our NFTs sales platforms that I'll be mentioning here shortly. So that way when you see value, you can join. But you're going to want to hear a little bit about the TMEX tokenomics before I jump into our Tokomex executives team, because that's what the video is mainly about. But in order to really build the value up and what the executive team is all about, you're going to need to know a little bit about the TMEX token and a little bit about our vision and why the TMEX token, why a utility token, what is this for, why do you need it? And I want to answer those questions because this is powerful stuff. This is the very reason we exist at Tokomex and why we are building and why we are tokenizing Mexico asset by asset. So now let's just jump right into it. So the easiest way for you to understand the TMEX utility token and why is to start with the name. I'm going to start with the name, the vision, then I'm going to actually explain to you this chart that you see, which is how we distribute the TMEX token. That's how we begin the distribution. And I'm going to briefly explain a little bit about the founders, then we're going to jump up to the partnerships, a little bit of the community building, and then we're going to jump down to our executive team. So let's start with the name Tokomex. That's our name. I'm the founder behind it, the original pioneer, and now our vision is to tokenize Mexico asset by asset. In order for me to do that, I needed to build an organization. And so it starts with myself and then my other founder. I'm not going to get into details here. This is not a detailed version again, but my other founder, Rumek, is his side of the business is to bring our customers and all our partnerships on the Mexico side. My part as a founder is to do all the tokenization in all the Web3, in all the internet marketing side, and all our partnerships on that side as well. And we connect the two and we bring them together. And then I had to network to find all these players, all these builders, all these people that are adding value to our organization. So I networked real hard on the internet between Twitter, YouTube, Discord, and even IRL in real life. So when I did that, I explained to people my vision to tokenize Mexico asset by asset. People began to join. They found their place on this chart that you see. Some became partners. Many, in fact, at the very beginning, it was mostly the community, and that's where we started to draw out these people, and we started to really build our what I called the Tokomex network of value. And that's really the foundation, was the community. So we're not just a company, we're also a massive community here online, on YouTube, on Twitter, and we hold Twitter spaces and we communicate and we do all types of things together. So once everybody found their position and they saw the value, and that before they even joined their position, they say, yes, I see the value. That's big value. I believe in that vision of tokenizing Mexico asset by asset. So I want to join. So then the next thing we did is say, okay, wow, everybody sees the value. We have an organization. Now we need to build. Now we need to get to that point of tokenizing Mexico asset by asset. So we started by doing it ourselves. We actually tokenized that value that everybody saw in the vision. And when we tokenize it, that allows us now to store that value inside the TMEX token. And not only store the value, now we can actually safely and securely transfer that value to others peer to peer. And what this now does, this actually empowers our network that we have. Another way to explain it, it incentivizes people to come and build with us on the Tokomex network and organization. And see, we're actually building this network on top of the Hedera Hashgraph network, because that is the fundamental base layer of the technology that we're building on and how we're able to tokenize and transfer massive amounts of value. And capture value is what tokenization does. And that's another thing we're doing. We're actually capturing this value of this vision and how we all see it, and we're tokenizing it. So that's literally what we're doing, is capturing value that would be actually harder to do. Normally, you would have to go through much more red tape through like say government oversight. Maybe you would include banking systems, brokerage systems. Like for instance, to become a company and publicly traded, you know, that's a whole nother level. This is very different when you build with this technology. It's a decentralized technology, not controlled by any one government. It's actually controlled by the people and built by the people and ran by the people. And this is the future. And it's not only the future, but it's something we are actually doing now as we speak. So now that you understand the TMEX token, let me pack in some more value into it, because now you might say, okay, well, besides building out this team, this community, like, is there more value, like, for the future? Like, what about the actual vision? Like, what are you actually doing now? Okay, that takes us to partnerships. So again, my founder, the other founder, Rumek, he brought on Emiliano Zapata, the direct heir, the grandson, the general is his name, is his title. He goes by the general. We are working directly for the general, the grandson, the direct heir of Emiliano Zapata, who is a hero of Mexico. He is a pillar of Mexican history, culture, and even the arts. And so we are directly working with them, and we're tokenizing literally all of that energy, the revolution, revolutionary vision and that Emiliano Zapata had. We're transferring that energy and we're storing it inside a cryptocurrency called Zapata. And now we're going to distribute that to the masses and give the people their coin, a truly decentralized people's coin. And it actually falls right under the vision of who Emiliano Zapata was. And what he did is he literally went and took centralized land that was owned by a few. In a long story short, he was able to get it and decentralize it by fractionalizing it and passing it out to the people, the many, which empowered the people. And it was actually their own land, is what it was. It was land that was taken away from them and controlled by central powers. And now it's no longer central powers, it's decentralized powers, meaning power to the people. Everybody has a little bit of this power. And so yeah, that's absolutely amazing. So now you can see how we're really building the value into the TMEX token and how people want to join and work with us even more. Not only that, let me briefly cover 3 other partnerships, and actually their customers, and only customers because we're not just only providing products and services, but we are strategically working with them. As the 3 companies is Las Portales Cafe, the Mexico's biggest coffee plantation and producers and exporters, and I think literally pioneers in Mexico. We're also working with Pony Shoes. Pony Shoes Mexico has the vision. This is a brand that was huge in the 1980s going into the 90s and was involved in literally every sports. Now it's actually an iconic brand. We are also working with Boeing, one of the biggest juice companies that's spread all the way throughout Mexico. You can find it from the biggest stores all the way down to our local stores here in our neighborhoods. And they use fresh fruit in Mexico, and they combine it with fresh cane sugar juice, and that's how they make it sweet. So these are actually very strong partnerships because they have been involved with Rumek for some of them over a decade, and some close to 2 decades, like the coffee, Las Portales Coffee. So, and they're actually working with us with Zapata to help popularize Zapata cryptocurrency. And there's so many details there that we'll have more videos to come. So that I just wanted to give you a little snippet of how there's so much value being built into the TMEX token, and now why people are wanting to like join on with us. And so this will make more sense now that I'm now going to jump into the executive team, okay? And now this will make a lot of sense when I explain this, why you might want to become a diamond executive or just a straight Tokomex executive or both. So real fast, let's just, before we jump into it, let's look at the allocations. This give you an idea how we distribute the TMEX token. And eventually there's people involved in most of these sections, maybe not the treasury, that's for the future. We'll have more details on how that will be distributed over time till we're down to like less than 10% in our treasury. Besides that, over time, these people will be the first people to get the TMEX token. They'll eventually take it to exchanges, and then the public will be able to start buying it. And the more value we build, like see, as we build, all that value is again stored and transferred and stored inside the TMEX token. And then eventually when it hits exchanges, people will be hearing about us, seeing about us, and they'll desire to own the TMEX token as well and be buying it, and that will only drive more value into it as well. So that's just what you see in front of you is a simple way to show you the distribution. And real quick, if you look at 7 and 8, that's our executive teams. Together, they create, that's 30%. So you can see that's some of our largest distribution of the TMEX token. So now let's jump into the Diamond Executive. So at this point, I really hope you're finding some value. This is going to get really interesting now. What you see in front of us, see, that's the Diamond Executive right there. There's two executive teams here. This is the Diamond Executives. Okay, what you see in front of you is actually an NFT, a 3D NFT actually. It's an MP4 version, but we have it in full 3D, and that was built inside the Tokomex 3D Labs. So we actually have a division. If you need any 3D services, we can build anything you want. And we've been building for customers for over 2 years now inside the Tokomex 3D Lab. So send us a DM if you need any of our 3D services. But let's jump into who are the Tokomex Diamond Executives. Well, first, I want to tell you, this is not an NFT that you can buy. This is only earned through sweat equity. And I'm going to jump to the next screen now that you've enjoyed seeing this baby spin around. And we're going to talk about some of the terms to join as a Tokomex Diamond Executive. Someone that comes in and puts in sweat equity with us and is actually selected, because we are being highly selected. You have to actually fill out a simple application that takes you less than 2 minutes, and we will get a hold of you, and we will go and look. Buenos dias, and we'll go and look at your background, your Twitter, and see if you're qualified. So now let's jump into some of the terms real quick. So this is what the front and back looks like. This is just images, and this is zoomed in. So the Tokomex Diamond Executives are passionate promoters of all Tokomex NFT projects. All right, and it's actually beyond projects. So they earn TMEX token by putting in brand sweat equity and collaborating with Tokomex branding platforms. See, like this video right now, we're building the executive team, and the Diamond Executives is where we're starting at. They actually help us get out our most important information. For instance, we're not just building the executive team to have an executive team. No, we have, this is just the beginning. Yes, we are tokenized, and yes, we earn. But what is it that we're actually doing? Well, we're building other projects, like the Zapata project that I just explained to you, working with these other companies and creating their NFT projects and their utility tokens for their community. Okay, so we need help building the Web3 site. We help build communities. And all of this is how we actually gain expertise. And this is what we offer to our customers. We don't offer our customers something that we don't do ourselves. We don't say, well, yeah, we use NFT technology, tokenization to help with brand awareness and to help reward engagement inside your community. No, we actually do it by leading. We use the technology ourselves by using, and this is how we do it. We started with the Tokomex Diamond Executives. Every company in every, well, maybe not every community, but our community functions kind of like a company, hence the Diamond Executives. And this is the startup team. And so this is the team that helps us build the next layer, that helps us get the information out, helps us uh, form strategic partnerships on Web3. They follow us on Twitter. They turn on their notifications. They like and retweet. And now it's actually called X Spaces, or excuse me, X, the X platform, formerly Twitter. But when they do those things like retweeting or reposting, it helps the algorithm. There's actually a boost in the algorithm. When they comment, when they share information, this helps us reach potential community, new community members, people that will join. And these are people that actually help us kind of um, provide a base and a substance for as we build out on on here in Mexico in the inside of our networks that we have from the Rumek organization. And there's so much more about him actually and how we have this huge organization and network that will be connecting to the Web3 side and the Web2 side. So that's literally what the Tokomex executives do. They join with us on X Spaces as well. It used to be called Twitter Spaces. Some of them even help us talk in the spaces, represent in spaces. Here in the future, I know we'll have representatives hold their own spaces and connect with other like-minded, similar projects with similar visions that align with our vision. So YouTube's a big one because they use our YouTube videos like this one here. And this video will be used to help recruit more Diamond executives and Tokomex executives. They also are in our Discord, which will eventually be token gated with these NFTs because it's a very exclusive community. But that's where we really like, that's like our home base, that's our headquarters where we have our main announcements. If you want to keep track of like, as we build this project, everything, we have a channel just for that. Like the Diamond Executives has their own channel where we're able to talk and they can see any updates that we have going on. And as well as on Instagram. Instagram's just a fun way to kind of community build and reach out to the world. So let's get into the tokenomics real quick. So this is a Diamond Executive um, tokenomics here. It's pretty simple. There's only 222 is limited. We have around actually 150 uh, spots left. There's 150 or 150 NFTs. Earlier, you saw how we distribute the Tokomex tokens. So 10% of the total supply is allocated to the Tokomex Diamond Executives. 11 million 122,244 TMEX is divided by 222 NFTs, which is just over 50,000 TMEX per NFT. Now, we distribute this over a period of 24 months, okay? So that comes to just over 2,000 TMEX tokens that you can earn every single month for the next 2 years. The reason why I spread it over 2 years is so that way we can slowly and evenly distribute this as well as well as that we see that we have 1 to 2 years worth of like this sweat equity type of work. This will not be forever. Our diamond executives will always be forever. Diamonds are forever. But the actual sweat equity part of it, like putting in the work, well, we're going to be already at the top and we're going to have blown up here in 2 years. And at that point, the diamond executives will be kicking back, counting their TMEX, you know? So, and they had done their work and they're going to be enjoying the rewards. So the terms again, yeah, you apply the terms, you must be active to earn these rewards. We just went over the terms, and yes, these rewards can be turned off. So that's why we do it monthly. We have simple ways of checking up on our diamond executives. We're not going to be like micromanaging our executive because that's not how you handle and treat an executive. Executives are pretty free, If we see you're passionate, we see you're active, like we see you retweet, we see you share our YouTubes, here and there, you comment. We'll do little quizzes here and there. We'll have little secret words that you put in the comments on videos, and that lets us kind of have idea who's there, who's not. We'll see you on spaces. I know we'll be surprised, and because we can continuously get surprised by people that just pop up that have been with us, and then they provide some huge value by like repping us. They come up on a space. They add some big value about things that they've been observing about us. So it's amazing the things that can happen. So yeah, the price is earned only through sweat equity. Yes, this is multi-files minted on Hedera. It's already been minted. You'll have to reach out through DMs. Yeah, that's how you right now. Yeah, send a DM. You'll look in the links in the description. You'll find my DM. Reach out to me, and I'll qualify you. It's a stackable, meaning can you get more than one? Can you, and then also stack up those TMEX tokens from having more than one. Technically, no, you're not supposed to. You know, you can't really stop people from going to sell the NFTs. There's probably been one or two sold, you know, so maybe someone can snatch them. There's not much we can really do, but it's all good. We're going to be very strict. And I know the other Diamond executives, I've already seen how passionate they are, how much they value the Diamond executives. They've held us accountable in some areas, and I appreciate that very much. That helps us see the value, that they see the value. But what I'm going to say here is they highly respect when we pull back on those TMEX tokens if someone's not putting the sweat equity in, because if they're working hard, you know, mining these diamonds side by side with their fellow diamond miners, you know, well, nobody wants to see, you know, Tokomex tokens just get wasted and thrown away, because sometimes people even go away and they could be just getting thrown into a wallet and then that's it. So we're going to be very careful about those type of things. Utility, again, monthly staking for these rewards paid on TMEX token. Another one is executives get bonuses. So we're going to be paying bonuses, 5,000 TMEX per qualified recruit. This is just one type of bonus. There could be more coming up in the future. We'll let you know about, but this is definitely one so we can recruit, grow our base community. And that way, then we can build more projects and build more teams for those projects like Zapata and yeah, many other projects. So that pretty much explains the Diamond executives. So now it's time to jump into the Tokomex executives. Now, this is the Tokomex executive. This is just being straight executive, all right? This is actually very, very simple. These are for our big believers, the ones that really believe in our vision big time, and they want to support us. They want to crowdfund us. And so we're using this technology as a crowdfunding mechanism, a way to distribute 20%, our largest distribution of the TMEX token. And that's how we reward our crowdfunders. So now that you kind of see the way it looks, let me just jump into this little snippet here, and then we're going to jump into the tokenomics and wrap this video presentation up. So Tokomex aims to tokenize Mexico asset by asset. The Tokomex executives are strong advocates for seeing TMEX as a significant cryptocurrency in Latin America. Hence, being an executive by supporting Tokomex's vision through crowdfunding, ensuring success, and enabling us to enhance the value of TMEX by tokenizing Mexico. Tokomex executives are the highest earners who receive the largest amount of TMEX tokens distributed monthly as a reward for backing Tokomex's vision and mission. So, as you see, these are our biggest believers, and they earn the highest distribution. And this is the breakdown. So there's 222. It's limited. 20% of the total TMEX supply is allocated to the Tokomex executives. That's over 22 million TMEX divided by 222. That's just over 100,000 TMEX per NFT. This is paid out over a period of 12 months, which is 8,000, just over 8,000 TMEX token per month. And that is guaranteed. We do not stop that. You do not have to like come and like, retweet, or do anything. Just your support through purchasing your Tokomex executive status. That is how you earn your reward in TMEX token. So the sales platform, you can find the links below as well. It's at CentX. All right. We are actually starting the sales April 20th, which is tomorrow, Saturday, April 20th, 2024. The price goes like this. The first set, we're going to be selling them in sets of 10. Each one's 1,000 H bars each. And then the second set will be 1,100 H bars each, and so on to the third set, etc. So if you buy more than 5, you will be a shark. If you buy more than 10, you will be a whale. If you buy more than 20, you will be a killer whale. So what we're doing is we're not going to mint at the beginning, in fact, here's how it works. So first, we mint the token ID and we fractionalize it by 222. There's 222 fractions of the token ID. That's the first thing we do. Now, we can mint one by one of the NFT or in groups of 10, or we can mint a complete set, doesn't matter. But how we're doing it is roughly in 10 sets of 10. That way we don't mint more than 200 and we reserve the last 22 fractions for creating shark status, whale status, and killer whale status, all on the same token ID. And so, um, yeah, that's another way we can add a little value. That's another way people can hold our, that'll be our Tokomex sharks, our Tokomex whales, and the Tokomex killer whales. All right, so the multi-file types, yes, on Hedera we can mint multi-files on one NFT, so you're going to get a combination of some 3D.glb files, JPEGs, and PNGs. Now let's jump into the utility. The utility, again, you're going to earn Tokomex rewards monthly starting the month purchased. Also, this is an exclusive NFT, the only one that has the 3D coin, the one that you see in the bottom left corner, the Tokomex TMEX coin. So there will be only 222. It'll be one of the files. That's really cool. It's pretty exclusive. Also, the next one, this is super cool. At sellout and by end of year 2024, both terms must be met. We will spin the win. We have a spinner. That's something we do at Tokomex. There will be one winner of the purple H hats, which you see below in the bottom right corner. There's only one of 100 of these, and we have one of them, and it's brand new. And a shout out real quick to Yasun. He's the sponsor behind this. There's a story behind that. I'll save for another like Diamond Talk style video. But yeah, that's super cool. It's super special. But we're going to give it away. If both terms are met, that's a way to kind of just incentivize the sales and sell out. The next really cool one is the top 3 holders will, at sellout, they'll get an all expense paid trip to Mexico, and that will include 2 guests to come join us at the first Tokomex event in 2025, which I'm about to explain here in just a second below, because we have a few goals for the year. The last but not least, and we'll probably have some more we'll include later, but you get access to buy Iron Chief. He's a community member. You can find him on Twitter. He also poured us, well, excuse me, Iron Chief TMEX hand poured iron cast coin. You get access to this coin. The only people that have access are the people that are Tokomex executives. There's no limitation on how many you get. The only limitation is who gets it, and you have to have the Tokomex executive status. Now, if you don't, you have a friend that can get them for you. That's fine. That's fair. Just you guys work between yourselves. So there's no really limitation on the supply on this. It's just a special limited access that you get, and that's a really cool type of utilities when you can provide access to things through NFTs. So let's wrap this video up with our goals and objectives for 2024 and 2025. This is basically what we do. We use all the funds that we raised through crowdfunding through the through the Tokomex executive status. We use that all for operational and building out the Tokomex vision. As you can see, we're doing a lot, and these are some of the things we'll be doing. Our goals is to get TMEX token listed on decentralized exchanges all the way to major exchanges. We're also establishing partnerships that will accept TMEX token and for many other values like product services, maybe digital products, maybe digital savings as well. Like I said, we're working with companies that are already going to be incorporating not just our crypto, but also other like the Zapata. So we're establishing all types of partnerships. So the other thing we're doing is our goal is to create high quality edited YouTube videos, so that way they're more attractive and we can do more editing and make them more value packed, something that's more attractive to the masses. And of course, we want to make it a little different. Our videos, we don't want to be about the speculation of cryptocurrencies. Instead, we want to talk about the underlying technology itself and actually bring people on an adventure and journey here in Mexico of us tokenizing Mexico by literally going and meeting the Zapata family. And I have already stuff documented that I got to get from a chip to editor and do all that. And that's what these funds will help do. And it'll create an amazing story that we're just going to document and show the process of building out Tokomex, the community, and these projects. So that's what you're going to be helping do, as well as that includes traveling, documenting, as we said already, of these first most valuable projects being tokenized. And I just mentioned all that. So uh, the next thing is we're going to donate 10% of the funds of the total sales. And let's just say when we sell out, it's the bull run of 2025. That's when we're going to take profits for that 10%, because I rather than have 5,000, I'd rather have like a 10x, and that's kind of our way of knowing when to sell. We're shooting for 10x roughly in that range. So let's say we have 50,000 to donate. We're going to be documenting that on YouTube, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. We're going to help people. We're going to do amazing things. We're going to feed people. We're going to clothe people. We're going to meet just special needs, all types of things, people that really deserve it, and that's not hard to identify, because everybody, no matter what, everybody deserves food. So we're going to find people that need food, because no matter what, everyone's deserving of food. Besides that, we're going to make sure to stretch everything and get it to where it really needs to go, the funds. So that's a super, super cool one. And last but not least, we mentioned earlier one of the utilities. We're going to fly out 3 of our top holders. Well, this is what it is. We have a goal to host our first annual Tokomex Web3 Expo event in Mexico, 2025. This is not too hard to do, because we're going to figure out if we either need to do like a hotel conference room size where, fit 100 people, or if we need something medium like up to 500 people, or something a little larger, maybe 1,000 people. Either way, we have all the options for that. We already have a base for companies to come, because these companies that we've already talked about are partnerships. These guys want to be early adopters. They want to be a part of the movement. They want to come down and network at our networking event. That Tokomex will be leaders in the tokenization in the Web3 side of the industries. And so this is our way of being that leader, providing a place to network and talk about tokenization of things in Latin America. And we already have the perfect showcases like Zapata, Pony Shoes, Boeing, and Las Portales Cafe, who will all be present. And then we'll also have some other special guests. So it may be a 1, 2, maybe 3-day event, but most likely 1, maximum 2-day event, because this will be our first year. And then we look forward, again, this will be annual. So we will be leaders in hosting networking, socializing events based around Web3 and tokenization of things. So I really hope you found value in this video and understand where we're aiming at. And then now you can understand why we have an executive team. This is our startup team. Now we can build more projects, and we can build out the Web3 and Web2 side, the community side. And that gives us some substance as we build out the in real life side of it. Now they can come to Twitter, and there will be a community waiting for them to provide value to them. And it makes it a whole lot funner. And it's actually super fun. Think about this. Zapata token. What better way to be onboarded into cryptocurrency through a revolution, through an idea, through an energy, through that's tokenized? Zapata, join as a Tokomex executive. Come and earn Tokomex rewards. Be part of a revolution. Be a part of the new economies being built. Come and enlighten yourself. Build with us. Network with us. Draw on the talent here. Draw on the skills here. Draw on all the information, a wealth of information that we provide. And that's a big thing that we're doing, is building a Tokomex network of value that you can be a part of, an exclusive network. So if you're ready, check the links below this Saturday. And not only this Saturday, but if you found this video and it's after the dates, you can look in our most recent video, and you can find our links to our Twitter X Spaces that we'll be having continuously every week, as well as you can find links to the sales platform where you can pick up a Tokomex executive status NFT, as well as you'll find links and to get a hold of myself and DM to be part of the Diamond Executives team. So if you find value in this, please smash that like button, hit subscribe, and we will see you on the next one very, very soon. Thank you for your time, and have a pleasant rest of 2024.